Greetings one and all, and welcome to another Deckard Games YouTube thing. Today we have a PC building, sort of. We are not going to build a PC, but let's call it a PC building nonetheless. Consumer-friendly video, because today we are going to build the conscience PC building thing, because, well, I had this video in mind for a, couple of months now, and time and life got in the way, and just a few days back, I don't know, last week or so, I was reading a article on the XDA developers website named or entitled 5 Reasons Building an AM4 Gaming PC Isn't Worth It Anymore. And I said, sure, I'm interested. It's tech stuff and whatnot, so I started reading, and reason number 1 was the no upgrade path, meaning that the AM4 is way past its expiry date, which is not true, but yeah, I kind of accepted it, but stating that you cannot upgrade an AM4 platform is just not true. Let's say you buy a PC like this, for example, which has a 5600X in there, the CPU, a Ryzen 5 5600X. Let's say that down the line you want to upgrade it to probably the best deal that you can get at the moment when it comes for gaming. This is a gaming channel. The 5700X 3D, the 5800X 3D is gone. Now we have the 57, which is basically a downclock 5800X 3D. It's one of the best deals at the moment. No, you don't get DDR5 or PCIe 5.0, but things are what they are. But stating that you cannot upgrade the AM4 platform, it is not true, especially because we don't know at the moment what AMD intends with the AM4 platform. Every now and then they come out with a surprise. There you go, a new CPU. So that's just not correct, but sure. The second point that they made was that the AM5 platform was not premium anymore, which is more or less true. The older motherboards are, well, cheaper now, but the new ones are not. But sure, give it or take, yeah, I can take it, but I'll accept that. Reason number 3 was that the best AM4 CPU, which for gaming is the 5800X 3D, is the same as the worst AM5 CPU. And then I stopped reading. This is an outright lie. This is not true. This is deceiving. This is misinformation. And I stopped reading there. I don't care about the other so-called reasons not to build an AM4 platform PC, because saying that the worst AM5 CPU is equal to the best AM4, again the 5800X 3D, it's just not right. It's a lie. It's not true. So I got thinking that I don't know who wrote this article, but well, maybe it's a misinformed person, or maybe it's just another professional tech reviewer, much like our professional YouTube tech reviewers or tech YouTubers reviewers, whatever. We have the Tech Jesus and my dearest and close friends in Australia with the hardware which is unboxed apparently, and I guess this is how the internet, the so-called tech YouTubers, want us to look at games. You gotta go for the best because, well, it's the best, and you gotta play at 4K with ray tracing, although if you are really enjoying the game, you won't really see it because you gotta stop the game, because that's the kind of review that they do. They stop the game side by side with ray tracing, non-ray tracing, or with FSR, and versus DLSS, they stop a still image and they analyze each other. This is not how real life works. If you play games, you just play the freaking game. But yeah, let's take a look at how again professional tech YouTubers play games. Let's just a quick look. Ah, yes, yes. Now, I got you. I see it now. Hello, Tech Jesus here. Would you like to buy something to support our independent review? Some screwdrivers? No. Coasters? Also no. A mouse mat? No. Uh, Cup? Desk mat? No. Well, buy something. Buy something to support our independent review. Ah, yes, look at this ray tracing beauty. I got it. Yes. NVIDIA equals the best. AMD equals sucks. What are you doing here, mate? We're in Australia. This is down under. That's better. There you go. Apparently that is the proper way to play a game, just with an image sitting still and taking notes of that shadow, of that lighting effect, of man, whatever. So yeah. So AM4 sucks. You shouldn't build an AM4 platform. Going through the Steam survey, 1080p is still the most used resolution, which is fine. It's more than 50%, like 60, which for me, I said it in the past, it's fine. If you enjoy a game for the right reasons, 1080p is just fine. You can go to the highest settings. I usually go to the setting immediately before that, not the highest, but immediately before that, and it's fine. So we are going to build this PC for 1080p if you want highest settings, because that's what the internet told us, and we are going to see what we can do. Is it dead or not? But sure. We are also going to test it at 1440p, which again is it's a gaming invention. That's not really an industry standard, the 1440p, which in my humble opinion it's a stupid resolution, but whatever. We are going to test it also at 4K because we have to. Although again, a machine AM4 CPU and AM4 socket for 1080p gaming, it is the conscious PC build. We are going to check some prices again. Black Friday is coming out. Maybe you can get some sort of deal. So yeah, let's see what we can do with a conscious PC build for 1080p highest settings. Is it dead? Let's check it out. And we are going to start with a motherboard because we need one. And in this case, we have a Gigabyte B550M Horus Elite, which costs around €100 new. You can get it used. Yes, we are going to check both prices because, well, I did some research, and for the three lowest prices, I calculated an average, which is easy. So we are going to have new and not new or used second-hand prices. The Horus B550M Elite from Gigabyte, $100 or Euro dollars, or around 50, 60. I saw it 50 Euro dollars used. It has PCIe Gen 4 on the CPU, on the PCIe, and the main M.2. So there you go, a very nice motherboard, and of course it features RGB for those extra frames per second, so sure. Next we have a Ryzen CPU, the Ryzen 5 5600, the non-X version, because, well, you can just tweak it a little bit, some little OC, and you can change it to a 5600X. This costs around 130 Euro dollars. You can get it used for around 70, and it's just, well, we are going to see if it's fine or not. The Ryzen 5 5600, again, in the future, this can be swapped for a 5700X 3D, and also accompanied by a new GPU, because for the GPU that we are using, it doesn't really need an X3D CPU. But sure, for our CPU, the Ryzen 5 5600, €130 new, or around $70 on the second-hand market. To cool that, we symbolizing or representing the CPU cooler, it's in there. It's a Thermalright Assassin King 120 SE. It costs around $25 or Euro new. Sometimes it can cost around 20. You can get it used for 15. Doesn't really compensate that, but sure. The Thermalright Assassin King 120 SE. These boxes are all empty because all the hardware is in there. For RAM, we are going to use some Team Group Vulkan DDR4 3600 MHz CL18. This is a 2x8 kit, making it 16 gigabytes, which is the bare minimum. Because it's the bare minimum, you can go with it, with the bare minimum. We are going to put another 2. Of course, you should, if you want 32 gigabytes, which is the total in here, you should get 2x16. You don't need all 4 because, well, it's cheaper and it's better. But just to represent things, 16 gigabytes and another 16 gigabytes. This costs around $50 each, and you can get it used for around 30 to 35. With RAM, I don't really like to take chances with second-hand stuff, but still, it's an option. So DDR4. For our main storage, because we have PCIe Gen 4 on the main M.2 SSD, we are going to use a Western Digital Black. This is the SN850, which you can get around for $65 to $70 new, or if you want something used, you can get it around $35, something like that. It's a 500 gigabyte SSD. If you want more capacity on your main SSD, you can grab one. But for that, we are going to use this MSI Spatium, I think it's the name, Spatium M390. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive. As Gen 3, not Gen 4, because since our second M.2 slot is Gen 3, not Gen 4, which is enough for gaming. And if you want, you can swap games around. I usually have my main game that I'm playing at the moment on my first SSD, although I have both Gen 4, but still, I have it on the first. But again, Gen 3, 2 terabytes. This costs around, let me check, around €150. You can get it used for something like €65, something like that. So plenty of space for all our games and stuff. So yeah, main SSD, Gen 4, 500 gigabytes, and the secondary SSD, a 2 terabyte. If you don't need 2 terabytes, you can go for 1, which is cheaper. And this is Gen 3. Graphics card, we are going to use this one. This is a XFX Swift, whatever. It's a Radeon RX 6650 XT, that's the name. It only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, but again, since we are talking 1080p, it's fine. Well, more would be better, but it's fine. And it says right there, 1080p gaming, PCIe Gen 4. It goes nicely and it pairs nicely with our 5600 CPU, and this one costs around €300, as one would expect is the most expensive component on our build, because GPUs are expensive, so sure. You can get it used for around €100 less, so 200 used or 300 new, and it's a beautiful card. I really enjoy it. No fancy schmancy RGB, just works. So yeah. To power all this crap, we are going to use a power supply. This is an Entech Hydra RX 650 watt power supply. Uh, it's not a very well-known brand, Entech. Well, in Europe it is, but well, if you don't know it, if a brand of some sort goes to the trouble of getting a 80 plus gold certification, which they need to pay for it, for a PSU, that shows that we can have some sort of amount of trust in that PSU. It's not cheap, it costs around 70, so for $10 more you can go for a Seasonic 650 watt, although it will be a bronze 80 plus certification, and bronze 80 plus Seasonic PSUs are not produced by Seasonic. That's a thing. So around $70 new. We can get it used. Let me check my notes, for around €40, €40 used, or €70 new. It has all the connections that we need. Not 12 volt high power, of course. That's a NVIDIA kind of thing, but sure. It is a PSU, and it is a 80 plus gold certified PSU. And for case, well, it's there. It's a Montech Air 100 series. If we can grab something that at least it has some nice airflow, that's what I did. You can grab cases way cheaper than this. This costs around €50, which is fine. You can get it used for around 25 to 30. If it's in good condition, sure. It takes 3 120mm fans at the front, 2 at the top, another one at the back. It takes also 2 in here if you want to pull in some air. Plenty of space, PSU shroud, tempered glass side panel, and as you can see, well, plenty of space for building. It takes up to a 360 AIO at the front, or a 240 at the top. So yeah, it is just a case with nice airflow. It has a mesh front panel, so no obstruction in there. It just freaking works, and that's what we want. Again, around €50 new, 30 used. So yeah, as I said earlier, the purpose of this video is to make a conscious PC build, so we can make some conscious decisions. Again, watching the Steam survey, 1080p still the most used resolution, again, which is fine by me. You can go to highest settings and play all your favorite games the way they are meant to be played, which is for you to enjoy. And on that note, we are going to look at some charts. I'm not going to talk during the charts, just the final one, which is an average, which I really don't like, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to do it. We are going to look at some charts, like 12 or 15 games, I don't remember. I'll check it when I'm editing the video. All the games will be tested at, again, 1080p, 1440p, parenthesis, which is stupid, and 4K. All the games at the highest settings possible. FSR is off, any upscaling technique is off, so full rasterization. And after those individual charts, I'm going to show just an average of those numbers, and we are going to talk just a little bit more if something like this is worth it or not. And one thing that I forgot was to talk about the total. You can get this new for €950. Is it cheap? No, it isn't. Can you get something cheaper? Yes, you can. Is it logical? It's up to you. These were my decisions for a conscious PC build that allows one to enjoy some proper video games. But, well, what is expensive for a person may not be for another. Money is, well, it's not subjective. Money is money, but, well, different people have different budgets. But again, these were my picks, so total of $950. Let's take a look at the individual game charts, or where we can have the frames per second at 3 resolutions, and we will be back to talk just a little bit more. And so here we are at the average frames per second for the 3 resolutions. Again, all games were tested at their highest settings. For 1080p, we have an average of 111, which is a fun number, 111 frames per second, which, again, averages can be deceiving, but in this case I decided to do, because the point of this video was, again, 1080p gaming, 111 frames per second. It is not playable at all, as you can see, with an AM4 platform, with a 5600 CPU, with an RX 6650 XT, 111 frames per second on 1080p highest settings. It is not playable at all. At 1440p we have 81 frames per second on average, pretty much playable again. There are a few games that push these numbers up, like for example Doom Eternal, which runs on a potato, but things are what they are. 81 frames per second on average. And finally at 4K we have 43 frames per second on average, which drops for that sweet 60 frames per second. So things are what they are. This was expected, and again the numbers are up because of a couple of games. In real life scenario it is less than 43, but well, we gotta test it anyway. So as you can see, with $950 new, it costs less if you find something on the second-hand market. If you just want to play games 1080p, you want to use the highest settings possible, sure, 111 frames per second on average. There you go. The AM4 platform with a AM4 CPU with a previous gen GPU, it's just fine, man. The pros keep selling us all the good stuff, and ray tracing and 4K. LTT even did some 8K gaming, which is probably the most stupid thing that I've ever seen. Yeah, but whatever. And you can go just fine with something like this. So I don't have much more to say. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. I keep saying that if we, and I'm going to include myself in, if we need to enjoy a game, to play it at 4K, highest settings, ray tracing, man, we are playing games for the wrong reasons. And then we use 4K, we use ray tracing, and then we are going to use a technology to render the game at a lower resolution, but then upscale it to 4K, so we are not really playing at 4K, and they are selling us this thing. It's just, in my humble opinion, it is just plain stupid. 1080p, highest settings, there you go. This is a hopefully a consumer-friendly video for what a previous gen CPU and GPU, a modest PC build, because it is a modest PC build by today's standards, what it can do. I hope it is somewhat useful for anybody who's watching. Again, Black Friday is coming up, Christmas is coming up. Usually you can find some sweet deals, some stuff on sale. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think, not only of this build, but the PC madness that is going on, I don't know, for like 5 years now, where, I don't know, just things just got weird and weirder, but sure. Thank you for watching this conscious PC build thing that you are still, hopefully, currently watching. I decided not to do a PC build on this video because I wanted to talk a little bit more. The next video will probably feature a PC build. I have a Johnsbow case to review with a front screen. It's not a new case. It's over here at my back, and it's been there for I don't know, maybe a couple of months or so, waiting patiently because, well, I've been busy. So yeah, probably the next video will feature some sort of PC build, but sure, stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching this. Thank you very much for all your support. Click that subscribe button around here because I appreciate it. It helps the channel, it helps me. And until my next video, please do, and as always, take care while building a new PC, while upgrading your current PC. So yeah, take care.